Rachel Joy Scott was born on August 5, 1981, in Denver, Colorado. She was the third of 5 children born to Daryl Scott and Beth Scott. The entire family are devout Christians. As a child, Scott was an energetic, sociable girl who displayed concern for the well-being of others, particularly if they were downcast or otherwise in need. She developed a passion for photography and poetry at an early age. Rachel attended Dutch Creek Elementary School and Ken Carroll Middle School before she enrolled in Columbine High School in the 9th grade. At Columbine, she was an attentive, above-average student who displayed a flair for music, acting, drama, and debate. She was a member of the school's forensics and drama clubs. Acting did not initially come easily to her, and she had to devote extra effort to succeed in this activity. When Scott was 11, she visited the church that her aunt and uncle attended in Shreveport, Louisiana, and chose to commit herself to Christianity. By April 1998, when she was at Columbine High School, 5 of her closest friends had distanced themselves from her because of her increasing commitment to her faith. Furthermore, because of her faith, she was occasionally subjected to mockery by several of her peers. Rachel documented this in a letter to a relative a year to the day before her death. The letter included the words, "Now that I have begun to walk my talk, they make fun of me. I don't even know what I have done. I don't even have to say anything, and they turn me away. I have no more personal friends at school. But you know what, it's all worth it." On many occasions throughout Scott's adolescence, her family observed her in prayer, both at home and at church. Her mother said that her daughter would regularly pray on her knees, with her head bowed, her hands upon her face, and that often, these particular prayer rituals brought tears to Scott's eyes. On one occasion, this included writing a prayer for one of the future perpetrators of the Columbine High School massacre. By the age of 17, Scott was an attendee of 3 churches: Celebration Christian Fellowship, Orchard Road Christian Center, and Trinity Christian Center, where she choreographed dances at Sunday service. She was also an active member of church youth groups. At the Orchard Road Christian Center, she attended a youth group named Breakthrough, where she displayed a passionate interest in both evangelism and discipleship. Scott wrote in her journals that her spiritual awareness developed greatly through attending this youth group, and she became known as a leading advocate within it. Scott struggled with self-esteem issues as a teenager, and has been described by her family as being blind to her own beauty. By the age of 17, Rachel, although popular among her peers, would occasionally resist efforts to attend certain social events with her friends out of fear she would succumb to the temptation of drinking alcohol. In her mid-teens, Scott had a serious relationship with a boy, but she chose to end it over concerns that it might develop into a physical encounter. According to friends, Scott often chose to wear clothes of a style reflecting her colorful personality, and occasionally wore eccentric hats, fedoras, or even pajamas to amuse her companions. In addition to her passion for fashion, music, and photography, she was an avid viewer of classic movies, and often spoke of her desire to become a renowned Hollywood actress. She is known to have conveyed these aspirations to her family and to have combined her sense of humor into everyday family life with light-hearted gestures such as leaving a message on her family's answering machine stating, "You have reached the residence of Queen Rachel and her servants, Larry, Beth, Dana, Craig, and Michael. If you have anything you'd like them to do for me, please leave a message." Scott was an aspiring writer and actress. In 1998, she performed a mime act to the song Watch the Lamb at the school talent show. The tape jammed halfway through the song and Dylan Klebold, who ran audio for the school theater production club, came to her rescue and fixed the tape, leading her to thank him afterwards. Rachel's sister would later perform the same mime act at her funeral. In order to repay her parents for the Acura legend they had given her, Scott worked at a Subway sandwich shop on West Coal Mine Avenue in Littleton shortly before she died. In one instance while working there, she felt remorse for not assisting a homeless woman who had come into the store and vowed to be more helpful to such people in the future, was debating as to whether she should become an actress or a Christian missionary. She also had plans to visit Botswana as a member of a Christian outreach program to build homes in the upcoming summer, before moving into her own apartment in late 1999. Scott was eating lunch with her friend Richard Castaldo on the lawn outside the west entrance of the school, When Eric Harris shot her 4 times with a .995, Scott did not personally know Harris or Klebold. After the killings, Scott's car was turned into an impromptu memorial in the adjacent Clement Park after being moved from the school's parking lot by grieving students. A chain-link fence was also installed around the vehicle for mourners to attach their tokens of grief such as flowers, crucifixes, teddy bears, and letters of condolence. The car was ultimately covered by the objects left upon it by mourners.